So here we go then, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Kings of Anglia Track the Girls Talk podcast, the show which covers all things Ipswich Town Women. We're proudly sponsored by John Fowler Solicitors. Big up Mark Kennedy for his continued support for sponsoring the podcast and all that jazz. I'm joined as ever by my co-host and Town Women skipper, Blue Wilson. And we're joined by part of the new 50 club. Maria Boswell joins us, who's also sponsored by John Fowler's. So a nice little link up right here for you, Michael. But Blue, over to you. How's things? We'll get on to the elephant in the room. We're lost, but we'll get on to that shortly. But how's things?
Things are good. Things are going well rehab-wise. Seeing some progress, which is good in terms of strength within the gym, and also have done a bit more running, which is also good. And so far, there's been no issues. But as I'll say again, taking things nice and slow, ensuring that nothing doesn't go wrong. So yeah. Things are good here, studying as per usual stuff. But yeah, how are you both?
I'm good. Enough about me. It's all about you, Boz. 50 appearances for the club now, 50 not out and all that sort of stuff. You jumped on straight after training, so big shout out to you for doing that. But yeah, how's things?
Yeah, good. I think it's my third time on the pod now, so kind of a bit of a seasoned pro. But yeah, I'm glad you can't smell me through the screen because we have just literally stepped off the training pitch. Haven't had time to get in and have a shower yet. But yeah, I'm all good. If you can hear anything in the background, that's Cara listening to Celebrity Big Brother. So just ignore that.
That's fine.
So yeah, all good.
Love that. And yeah, Blue, fair play to all the players who come on. Sometimes it is after training. I think Tash probably had to drive home, and she did the pod just like that as well. So it's non-stop, which is good. But yeah, Boz, hat-trick ball. Blue, we got hat-trick ball for Boz now as our third appearance.
We should really. We should.
It should be some sort of medal or trophy.
Hat-trick microphone, maybe. I quite like that idea.
Yeah, golden microphone, yeah.
But I have to say, Boz, you're the most... you gave the most positive reaction to when I asked you. Most of the girls were like, yeah, no, I'm so busy. Like, I'm like, you're not busy.
I said, Blue, you know I love to talk. So get me on. I'll talk away.
And yeah, especially after a defeat, it's probably not the first thing any player wants to do. So, but no, we've got some positive stuff to talk about though before we do get to the game. Because yeah, Boz, your journey to 50 appearances, of course, you know, sadly you had injuries at the start of your town career, but to get to 50 appearances, you know, that's a fantastic milestone. How do you look back at that?
Yeah, I think some stages near the start, I never probably thought that I'd actually get to it. It always seemed so far away. Like you said, with things like injuries, at the start, it was a very kind of stop-start to my senior career at Ipswich, which was a shame. But yeah, the last two seasons, or season and a half, I suppose, it's kind of been a lot more of an easier journey for me. And yeah, it's actually come around quite fast, considering what happened in my first 2-3 years. So yeah, buzzing, really happy, and hoping to kind of just carry on now.
Yeah, definitely. And Blue, yeah, Boz has gone for a great journey, and we've had a few players now get to 50 appearances. You know, we had Pesk, we've had Kyra recently as well. It's just good that, you know, players who have come through the youth academy have now played the amount of games they have. Definitely with the women's football, like we don't play as many games, do we, in a season? And yeah, it's just another great achievement for another player in the squad. Yeah,
it's good. I guess now we've got such experienced players in the squad. I mean, we're all still young, but to have 50 appearances at this stage and be like 21, 20, 22 is actually quite a big deal, sort of outside of Ipswich Town. So obviously a great achievement, and the way Boz is playing at the minute, I hope it continues.
Yeah, Boz, started at right back, now it's centre back. How's that for you? How are you liking that?
Ross, it's still right back. Come on, don't tell me I'm centre back. No, I've finally admitted that. Yes, I'm now a centre back. Adapted to the role quite well. But yeah, I think in the formation that we play and the way that we want to play as a team, I just think that role suits me really well. I get I get to get on the ball quite a lot. First kind of passes of the building phase, and I like that. And yeah, I think at the start it took me a while to kind of settle into it and really understand the role, because like you say, like for the first 15 years of me playing football, I mean, maybe not when I was younger, I was probably everywhere, but for a very, very long time, I was just kind of conditioned to be a right back, and I felt like I knew that role really well in like a back four situation. But yeah, with the formation we play, I don't know if that right back role necessarily suits me too well. It's a lot more attacking, going forward, bombing down, which on a good day I don't mind doing, but I think I'm a lot more suited to that kind of central role where I can kind of control the speed of play and really build some really good attacks. So yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Are we going to see now? I'm trying to remember now during games like for corners. Are we going to see a Maria Boswell bullet header at some stage?
Oh, I don't know. I think I might have only scored the one. I'm only 5'3", Rob, so I don't know what you're expecting of me.
Yeah,
that was a great header though.
Was
my god!
Was it Luton away? I think.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was that high up the pitch. That wasn't even from a corner. That was just general play. But yeah, maybe. But yeah, I think at the start of the season and the end of last season, I was started taking a few of the corners, but pushed that over to Bonnie now, and I'm getting myself in the box. Hopefully getting a goal.
Yeah, because we gave you. I think Kieran didn't give it you originally the Cheltenham goal. From the direct.
Yeah,
corner.
that's true.
You got
but
it.
I got the I got the Cheltenham goal.
Yeah,
that was mine. It was the Portishead goal that got taken off me.
Yes.
Yeah, robbed. I mean, the girl did literally boot it in the goal. It was nothing to do with me, but I think I was robbed.
Yeah, it was going in anyway.
It was going in at some point.
Small details. But yeah, Blue. Yeah, like what have you liked from Bos so far? Once again, putting you on a spot here from this season for her transitioning into a centre back.
I actually think the role you're currently playing is built for you. Literally, it's almost will pretend. Well, maybe Joe did, but he built the formation with that in mind. Not sure, but yeah, I think the way that you dictate play, and also I think when watching and sort of being an outsider to the team, people may not realise how important it is to decide and dictate the pace of play. Because although everyone wants to watch football at 100 miles an hour, where every team is attacking all the time, it doesn't work like that. If you want to be a successful team, I don't believe anyway. There has to be elements where you slow play down, and then you go and attack and progress. But also, I think the skill is knowing when to do that, and finding the gaps in order to do that, and working with the players in front of you and all sorts of rotations. I think Boz is excellent at that. One of the best in our team for sure. But yeah, when I think about you, Boz, I think of like the little pitching wedge shot you do, little chip. Have you ever?
A little tuft is a big used to call it. She goes, Boz, you see that little tuft? Yeah, a little dink over the top. Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's like I said, just the in possession in particular, but then also you're not poor out of possession, so that's pretty good too.
Yeah, definitely. And Boz, what's it been like playing alongside Meg in that position? Meg is has come through the academy as well and had a fantastic season last year, this season as well, doing okay. Yeah, how's that been?
No, I think I've said quite a few times now that playing alongside Meg is, it makes my job a lot easier, knowing that there's someone, even though she's so young, she's so confident in what she does and she knows her role. And yeah, she's a vital part of our team for sure. And yeah, she's just solid, really, isn't she? Yeah. So yeah, she's a great player. Great to be alongside.
Definitely. And finally got that goal. We mentioned Blue, of course, at Cardiff. Finally got that goal, back post, boom. There we go. But now let's talk about something that happened. I think it happened last week, girls, and a nice little team bonding session, a clip and climb. We're gonna, maybe throw some players under the bus potentially. Who was good, who was bad. Share what you want to share. But yeah, take it away, girls. Who was good at it? Let's start with that.
Boz, do you want to explain the one where you hold on and then you like get pulled up?
Okay, yeah. So basically, yeah, we went to Clip and Climb as a bit of a team bonding, and I think basically everyone went, which was great. But obviously, it's a lot of indoor rock climbing, different kind of walls. That's the main bit. But then there's also a slide that you hold on above your head, and you get pulled up like vertically. You get pulled up, and then when you get to a point where you can't hold on any longer, you just let go and then kind of just slide down. I thought I'd step on first to give it a go, show everyone how it's done. I get not even a quarter away up the wall and have to let go and slide down. But I'm telling you now, when you're in it, you feel like you're so high up, it's a joke. So yeah, I can't say I was very good at that, but no, it was really, really good fun. I mean, Pesk is obviously the pro, so she was very, very good helping everyone out. Who else was good?
Lucy O'Brien.
O'Brien was trying to beat her. So there's like a speed wall where you press the buzzer at the bottom, you race up, and then you press it at the top and see how quick you did it. She was just going again and again and again, trying to beat her score. I think she was setting herself a little challenge, but I think it was quite obvious who the worst was. Blue. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Wasn't you, Blue?
No, it's not you, Blue. No, I'm talking about the girl. I'm talking about the girl who turned up and asked straight away for a helmet. So obviously you're in your harness, but like you don't need to have a helmet on. You're just rock climbing. Maisie turns up and she goes, "I'm going to bang my head." She goes, "What if I hit my head?" So she turns up and goes up to the guy who's working there and goes, "Can I please get a helmet?" And he's like, "Why do you need a helmet?" She goes, "Well, I might hit my head." And he goes, "I have never, ever had someone come up to me and ask for a helmet." And this girl literally wore it the whole hour we were there. Did not take it off.
Was there pictures? There are
pictures. I think there's a picture. Yeah, there's definitely a picture. Someone took one, but I don't know if I'll be able to find it. But it was funny. The guy was very confused.
Yeah, I understand if it's a little kid maybe who wants to be safe.
Yeah, exactly.
But is Maisie 21 now, isn't she, or something like that?
Yeah, about that.
And she was the only one in there with
the only one. Yeah, everyone else no helmet.
It's it's cushioned. I've been to Clip and Climb. I have to admit though, the harness, I always had a bit of difficulty with the harness. I have to admit, my niece was fine when I went with my niece. She was fine, but I struggled with the harness. Taking it off when you go. That's just me, maybe. I'm just maybe useless.
I do want to call Joe out though.
Ooh.
Yeah, same actually.
Because I thought that was poor from him. So we all turn up for team social. Some of the coaching staff can't be there because they've got 21s after our session. So anyway, Joe comes along. So we're all getting ready in our harnesses. And everyone's like, "Oh, where's Joe?" Joe doesn't participate. Thoughts on that, Boz?
Ooh.
Awful. I told him. I said, must have been Tuesday after. I said, why didn't you do it? And he's like, "Oh, this and that." He stood up in the cafe and just watched. So he was there. And he was like, "No, I don't know what excuse he made, actually. I've got no idea." But he just didn't do it.
He's been on the touchline, isn't he? He's just sort of like...
Poor from him. Yeah, not impressed.
I've been interested to see how he would have done, Joe. I think he's nimble. I think he's, but yeah, Joe, I'm sure he's listening. We know he's listening. Yeah, maybe next time we'll have to get him on and let him go head to head with somebody. But no, that's good. I think that's a good thing, isn't it? When you've got a little break, a bit of team bonding, and it's good that everyone was involved. So shout out to all the girls who took part. Well, let's get into it. We've spoke about 15 minutes now without going into the Oxford game, but let's get right into it. A 2-1 defeat at the Court Farmhouse Place, whatever it's called. Boz, where should we start? First half, not the greatest. What was the build-up to the game, though? We know Oxford, a very different team now, got a different manager. Our record at their place isn't great, really. They've got a different surface. It was a hot day as well in October. I had my shorts out and I was like, what is going on? It's October. Normally I've got my woolly hat on or something, but yeah, what was that like? Rocking up and going, it's going to be a hot one.
Yeah, I think we all knew kind of going into it, like kind of midway through the week leading up to it, that it was meant to be quite a hot weekend, but I don't think I really realised how hot it was going to be. I thought it might just be a bit stuffy, but like it was sun beating down on us, like the warm-up, we're all going, oh my God. And then, yeah, you get out there and it makes it difficult. I mean, obviously everyone always says that it's the same for both teams, which it of course is, but it obviously has an effect on the way that we want to play, the way we want to high press. So yeah, that was difficult. But I think going into it, obviously, like you've said, Oxford recently have had a change of manager. I think they've had a lot of players in, a lot of players out. But I think we've always got to know that our record at Oxford away is not great. I think that's in the back of everyone's mind going into it. And yeah, Oxford are a great team. They were, of course, competing for promotion last year as like we were. So we knew going into it was a big game and it was going to be a tough game. And yeah, unfortunately, I don't think we really rose to the challenge of it, which is, of course, a shame, and we're all really frustrated with that. But yeah, the first half just wasn't good enough, and I don't know, it just wasn't clicking for some reason. None of it really was, and yeah, it's a shame, really.
Yeah, and Blue, playing on that sort of surface in that heat is just never good. Like 3G pitches, I like them for, so games are always on. Like, you don't have to worry about postponements. But I think it sometimes, even in training, I'm sure, it's summer for you girls, training on that in the sun, it's, just the surface itself, the black bits of what it, the Astro, it's not great, is it, Blue, really? And annoyingly for us this season, we have to play, I think every away game is on 3G. So, we have to get used to it.
Yeah, for sure. 3G magnifies the sun. Like, it makes it so much hotter. But also, I actually think, and I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on this, Boz, but say we played and trained on 3G all the time, it perhaps would suit us better than a Felixstowe surface for the way we want to play. But perhaps because we don't often now play on 3G, and obviously Felixstowe isn't 3G, far from it. That change, it's like the ball bounces a little bit different. They're usually a bit bigger. We obviously don't have fond memories of that place anyway. I certainly don't. But yeah, I don't know about that playing on Sunday, what it was like, whether you had to adapt in the warm up, etc.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, we train all the time on lovely pitches at Playford that are cut perfectly and watered before we train, and really makes the ball zip around, and those sort of pitches are perfect for how we want to play. And like you say, probably an AstroTurf would suit how we play a lot more. But because we're not used to it, I think an Astro really slows down the pace of a ball, no matter how kind of much oomph you could put behind it. It's not watered. It's always going to be quite thick. It really slows it down. So I think, they're just kind of things that we had to adapt to in the warm up. And yeah, I don't think the pitch had too much of an effect. It's an AstroTurf at the end of the day. It's flat. It's basically carpet. So you can't say that the bobble stopped us playing from how we wanted to play. I think it was just there were other things that were the big issues.
Yeah, I would admit that first half was not a great watch from a neutral point of view, because I don't think Oxford played that really well in the first half either. I felt like it was very slow. I'll quote Joe. It felt like it was a shadow of ourselves, weren't it? Really, Boz. Yeah. Unfortunately, we weren't really creating many chances, and then of course they got their goal. Which, of course, Laura came in for Poppy. Laura actually had to make some decent saves early in that game, didn't she? And she couldn't really do much for the Oxford goal. It was just a strike out of nothing, wasn't it, Boz?
Yeah, I mean, it was a very, very good goal from their player, quite far outside the box, top corner. I don't think Laura could have done anything about it, could have done anything better. But it's obviously, of course, the build-up to the goal, which we've looked back on a lot, that it could have been prevented in a way. The way we kind of stepped up as a back line, passing players on, seeing the free player, seeing how much space the girl who's finally scored had around her for so long. I think there's stuff that could have been done to prevent it. But at the end of the day, it was a very, very good goal that, no one really could have done too much about in the moment.
But Blue, she did get lucky though. It hit the post and went in. So normally it can hit the post and come out. I bet if that was our shot, it probably would have gone out. It's like it's one of those things. But you've seen the goal. Little reaction on that?
Yeah, I mean it's a great goal. And like Boz says, the correct reaction is that we couldn't do anything about the shot itself, but what did the build up look like, and how can we improve on that so that those tiny opportunities, which do sometimes come, we can sort of reduce going forwards. But at that point, was it pretty even? Both teams poor, or were Oxford edging it?
I think Oxford were edging it. I think we started slow. We started really sloppy. Whenever we did win the ball back, we'd probably give it away again. I don't think there was too much building. I don't think, we kept the ball as well as we usually do, and as well as we'd expect ourselves to. And Oxford was stringing together some good stuff, and they looked like a threat. I mean, they had one goal disallowed, which was offside, but on another day the level of officiating in our league, some linos might not have called that offside. We've watched it back and it was tight. So we could have been 1-0 down even earlier than we were. So I don't think we started well enough. I don't think we've really took the game to them at all. They were stringing together some good stuff from the start. I mean, like Ross said, it was a bit of a scrappy half altogether, but they were probably on top.
Yeah, and then but then I felt, in the opening, maybe 10 minutes of the second half, I think we were a better team. We showed a little bit more fight and, trying to create chances. Pesk was their normal lively self. Taff were trying to get in positions but just couldn't get the ball. What was the sort of team talk at our time really was just we need to do better, of course, but what was really said?
Yeah, I think there's obviously a few details we went into of things that needed to be improved. But ultimately, we all just need to switch on a bit. We all look a bit lazy, a bit tired. Doesn't really seem like anyone's working hard enough off the ball. It's kind of, I think it was just we all just said that it needs to be better, and we knew what we had to do coming out into the second half. And quite similar to the hashtag game, I think we came out quite lively, put together quite a few good chances, clear-cut chances. I think when we got the goal eventually and levelled it, I think I've spoken to a few girls tonight, and we've all said that after that we all really believed that we were going to go on and win because of some of the stuff that we were putting together. But unfortunately, unlike the Cardiff game, that didn't happen. So yeah.
Yeah, we'll get onto that shortly. But Blue, Bonnie scores. Although I think that was probably the softer of the penalties. I think there's maybe two other penalty shouts. I think we got another penalty after that. Or we could have got a penalty. It definitely was a penalty. But I will admit the ref had a bit of a mare. To be honest, I'm saying that I won't get you guys in trouble. I'm happy to say it because I'm just the host of this podcast. So, they had a bit of a mare. But you take the penalty that you're given, but then the other ones we should have got as well. But Bonnie steps up, scores, and from watching from afar, Blue, watching on Twitter, where were you at that point?
Firstly, I was gutted that Kieran didn't drop Bonnie's GIF. I know we've had previous GIFs go viral, but I was disappointed by that.
New ones in the works, apparently, maybe. So
yeah, good. I'll look out for that. What were my thoughts? I was thinking, okay, good. Let's take this momentum. Decent time to score. There's still a little bit of time left. I back us to win it. We're not afraid to score in the remaining stages of the game. But you could tell on Twitter that it hadn't been one of our better performances for sure. And perhaps things weren't going our way on the day. But at that point, I was backing the girls to grind through. But obviously hard to follow, and wish I was there. But yeah, sort of talk me through what happened after that, Boz. So you run back. We always seem to sprint back after we've scored. Not sure why. Joe's raised it before. Why don't we just walk? But what happened then? Did the momentum shift back to them?
Yeah, weirdly enough, we said this tonight again. After we scored, obviously you'd expect us to kind of have the momentum with us and really go and push for the second one. But it felt like things kind of went back to how they were in the first half, where it kind of went back a bit sloppy. We couldn't really get hold of the ball and build like we wanted to. I wouldn't say after the goal there were many more chances created for us. It all just kind of went a bit flat again, which is of course not what we wanted. It's a shame because we could have really taken the game to them at that point. But yeah, I remember we ran back after Bonnie's goal, obviously all really G'd up, and I turned to Megan, and I've never said this before. I don't know what came over me, and I think I might have jinxed it. But I went, "We do not concede. We do not concede," and then obviously we concede. Spoiler alert. But yeah, I've never said that before. Probably won't say it again now. But I was like, whatever happens, even if we go and drawn, like if we draw, that's fine. We do not concede. And I said it a lot, and yeah, might have jinxed it. Oops.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like a normal defender's saying, though, isn't it? We don't concede no goal, but maybe for the first time you've ever said it, and then we concede afterwards. Don't do it again, boss. Don't do that again.
Doesn't bode well. Does not bode well.
No. And of course, it's a former player that goes and haunts us. Zoe Barrett, of course, scoring the winning goal. Decent finish, to be fair. She had a good game, didn't she, Boz? Actually, Bazza, to be fair to her. Thoughts on that goal? Not a great goal to concede, and late goal as well.
Yeah, very late. I don't know what minute it was, but very late goal. I just think it's one of those where probably tired minds. I don't think we probably got the press right. And then, we kind of got a bit outbalanced at the back. And then, obviously, Barrett is a very, very quick player. We know that. And, she kind of got played for her own goal. And it was a foot race. And unfortunately, she came out on top. And it was very, very composed finish from her. But, like you said, I think she had a good game. She was a handful. She put herself around, and obviously I'm pleased for her, but it's not nice that a former player is the one to go on and score, of course. But it was a good finish from Barrett, and didn't come at the best time.
No, and I think she's playing in a position that she favours. I think she's really liking playing up as number 9. And I'm trying to think if she did celebrate or not, because that's always the thing. We'll wait a former player to celebrate. I think because it's a late goal, I think there's more.
Yeah.
I think she did, but then I think she then.
I remember everyone just jumped on her, but I mean, I wasn't really looking. I had my head in my hands. So
of course not.
Comment. But when I looked up, it was more of like a bundle situation. But I can't say I was really looking. If I'm honest.
No. And Blue, that's 2-1 defeat. We cannot win at Oxford. Of course, their record is gone now because they got beaten after 4 years. I still remember that dark day when we lost 3-0 there, a couple of years back, and in the fog, cold day. But anyway, enough of that. Sorry to bring that up. Sorry, Joe, listening. Sorry to bring bad memories. Where were you at then when you saw the full-time whistle? Zoe scoring the goal, and 2-1 defeat.
I was refreshing Twitter quite constantly at that point, and obviously see the goal come through. And when you just know, when it's just you know it's going to be Barrett. I'm like, surely not. And there she is. And she is a quality player, but I'd prefer if she wasn't quality against us. But it was a clinical finish, wasn't it? I think Boz is right. He gets to that point in the game and minds naturally switch off. A really difficult one. I felt for the girls on the pitch. because it sounded like a lot of work, especially in the second half, had gone into that. And it had been a tough day, and then to have a sort of low blow right at the end is really difficult to deal with. But it's about what's next and where we go from here, and how we do it, and obviously we do it together.
Yeah, that's the post I think a lot of people put out, sticking together as one and all that sort of stuff. And we move on, Boz, don't we, from this? You lose games. Sadly, it's our second defeat of the season on bloody AstroTurf, bloody 3G pitches. But yeah, where were you then at full-time whistle? I was trying, as anybody, as a photographer, I'm trying to capture, I want to capture the happy memories, but also you've got to capture the down moments as well, because, there's down moments in football and, your head's in hands and all that sort of stuff. Meg, it takes, and I think Lucy O'Brien as well, saw her, crying because it's, you want to win games, don't you, Boz? But where were you at that full-time whistle?
Yeah, I think it's just disappointed, really. I think if you kind of go into a game and feel like we've played well as a team, but it just wasn't our day for other reasons, then I think it's a bit of an easier pill to swallow. But to lose the game, but also know that we didn't give a very good account of ourselves, makes it even worse. But yeah, I think, it's just one of those that you kind of start thinking ahead a bit too much. I think the full-time whistle went and I was just like, oh my God, like what's the rest of the season going to look like now? But I don't think we can get ahead of ourselves too much. Like upon reflection, this time last year we'd lost our first two. So, we were at this stage last year of losing two, but out of 2 games instead of out of 7. So we still had a very good final push to the end. And obviously ended up, God, that was a fly, losing out on goal difference. So I don't think we can look at 2 defeats in 7 games, despite how competitive the league is, and say that's it. That would be ridiculous and not helpful at all. So yeah, I think the fact that last year we'd lost 2 in 2 right at the start of the season, I think it should kind of give us a bit of belief that despite how close the league has always been, you're never down and out.
Yeah, and Blue, let's talk about the table, because it's sometimes you don't always want to look at a table, but right now it's very close indeed. Some fans may go, oh, they're blown it already. Look, but if you look at the table, it is, as Boz said, it's very close, and definitely with hashtag losing their first game of the season against MK. It's looking very interesting on that table.
Yeah, it is tight. I was going to ask the question actually. Do we think the league is more competitive this season than last season? I think the table's answered it. There's some real top teams and more of them, I'd say, this season.
I think there's going to be a lot of teams taking points from different teams. Even seeing at the weekend that MK Dons took points from hashtag, who are absolutely flying. I think that just shows that I think it's going to be a lot more competitive this year. I don't think there's going to be 2 that run away with it and you can't afford to drop any points. I think hopefully it's going to be a lot more competitive and teams take points from each other, hopefully.
I hope it is, actually. Yeah, I hope it is. Makes it more exciting rather than a 2 or 3 horse race. Doesn't take the pressure off us, though, as we've got harder teams to play and more of them. But all round, as a sort of fan of the league or a follower of the league, I think it makes a better sort of watch, especially when you're not sure which team is going to win.
Yeah, and I hope it doesn't go down a goal difference, because Portsmouth have got a very good goal difference at the moment. But we've got a good one as well. I think we've started really well. The home game, scoring those goals. Just don't go down the goal difference. Let's just
32 goal difference.
Yeah.
Wow.
But we've got 19. That's not too shabby either.
Yeah, 19 is pretty good. Yeah, but 32, Jesus.
Yeah, incredible. All right, then let's move on from Oxford. It happens, and it is what it is. But no game. The question really to both of you really is: would you rather have been able to bounce back straight away on the weekend, or is it good to actually maybe go, okay, we'll have a weekend off and then we'll move on? It's probably a stupid question, really. But where are you at, Boz? Would you rather have a game to straight away go into, or is it okay to have this break and then move on and learn from that?
I don't think I really mind either way. I think it would have been nice to have a game, like you say, to kind of right the wrongs and gain a bit of confidence back. But I think it's also good after a loss like that to kind of have a break from it, have a step back, and then kind of really kick on for the Chatham game coming up. But I'm kind of impartial. I don't really mind either way. But yeah, it might have been nice to just kind of have a game where we can really just bounce back and put to bed what happened at Oxford, because I think maybe now it will linger a bit longer. But yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah, because Blue with the hashtag game, where we had a game straight away on the Sunday. You know, there's a busy week. We're having 3 games in a week, and we're able to bounce back. You know, where are you at? Would you rather have a game, or are you just doesn't matter?
I'd be easy either way, but if I had to choose, I'd want a game. Just because I think your mind lingers on the game you've just played until you get onto the next one. I can't remember who said it, but there's some saying that pundits always used, like, you're only as good as your last game, and I'm not sure I agree with that, but but yeah, I'd be wanting to get onto the next one, putting, you know, things that we didn't do right in that game and putting them right in the next one. But equally, we've got now more time and opportunity to correct those small things, to reflect, to rebuild, and then get ready for the bounce back. But no doubt, whenever that game comes, hopefully we'll be ready and be eager to perform.
Yeah, because as Boz mentioned, Chatham Town is up next. Another away game, October 22nd. And since we recorded, Blue, we've got another trip to Cardiff. Lovely in the League Cup, of course. That's nice, isn't it? Boz, thoughts on that?
Yeah, not great. Rather not, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, it was a shame because whoever listened would have heard that we were down to kind of the last 4 in like the draw, and it was us, London Bees, Cardiff, and Norwich. So there was a chance for a lovely derby day, either home or away. I wouldn't have minded, but of course we pull Cardiff away. Of course, obviously. Any other team would have been great. London Bees, home or away, it's not too far. But no, we get probably the worst option. Nice long trip to Wales again. But I mean, I enjoy our away days, our overnight stays. They're always fun, good opportunity as a team to kind of have some time together and bond even more. So yeah, I am looking forward to it. It's just there are some potential other better options.
Yeah. And also opportunity for another episode of Wheels on the Boz.
It's true. It's what the fans want and need. So
it is.
You know.
We're at risk, Blue. Are we at risk here? You know,
I think we are.
Yeah.
I am concerned. I've been since Wheels on the Boz has started. I have had trouble sleeping.
Right. Oh,
yeah.
Well, I'm coming for your spot.
Although maths maybe.
Yeah, I don't think we should go there, Ross. I don't think it's important.
No.
Who needs maths anyway?
Who needs maths? I'm actually like, I did well at maths. Like, I didn't just scrape by. Like, I'm an A-star maths. You know, let's not get confused about that, okay? Yeah. I'm good. I just had a panic up. I said, when you've got the countdown timer in your ear, and you're trying. I mean, I should have realised that there was a much simpler way to do it. If you. Yeah,
check out
I should have done better, but it was a panic, and I was just a bit of a rush, and we didn't have a pad and pen, and it was just a bit much. But
that's right, Boz.
Yeah, I shouldn't have to explain myself. I should have just known the answer. But yeah, basically, sorry about that.
At least you got door. You got door, didn't you? You got door.
I got door. Yeah, I also got another one. I got another 4-letter word. I think it was rock. So I actually had 2 4-letter words. In case but. It was quite difficult the way we did it. Like, Kieran had his laptop and I was like kind of squinting and I think it would have been a lot easier if I could actually really jot down, we were typing on our phones. It was just, the production really needs some work really, but it's not like this amazing set we've got going on here. This is refined and...
We've got notes here, haven't we, Blue?
Exactly. This is planned and produced to a T, so I might need to take some notes.
Yeah. Although we are, sponsored by John Fowler Solicitors, so
Exactly.
they
I need
fund
a
this to make
sponsor.
sure.
Anyone out there who wants sponsors wheels on the bus, I'll give you a nice shout out, I promise.
Definitely. But yeah, check it out if you haven't seen on the socials. Boz and Tash taking on Countdown and all that sort of stuff, which is good to see. Yeah, shout out to Kyra who has a cameo on that as well.
Yeah, we had Rachel Riley as Kyra.
Although, do we know she cheekily behind the camera was on a phone calculator? You never know, but
no, I mean it was very simple maths when I look back at it. It wasn't anything complicated. I just kind of panicked, but no, I'm glad we had Cara there to give us the right answer and tell me that I was doing it all wrong. So that was great.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to Kyra. Well, no game this weekend, so we'll have a nice time to relax and do what, have a Sunday off, which is nice. But yeah, Blue, any other business? Anything else you want to mention? Anything we haven't mentioned on the pod? Anything else that's come out of the Ipswich Town Women's world? Actually, Boz, I always ask this to all the players, and we know the crowds have been fantastic. And what I'm liking more and more now is, you girls, you're having to stay a bit longer now because you've got to sign autographs, have selfies. What's that been like? It's always been there. Last year it was there, but this year it's got bigger and bigger.
Yeah, I think we've really noticed it this year how much it's grown. And yeah, even the little things of finishing the game, walking back to the changing room, and there's always a whole crowd of young girls and boys wanting, photos and things signed, and yeah, it's great. And we just hope it grows more and more. I don't think people realise how much it really does help. And yeah, getting 500 plus at nearly every home game now is great. Great to see, and yeah, we just hope it continues.
Definitely, and yeah, big shout out to the fans who went to Oxford because there was once again a decent crowd. I think it was nearly 300 there. Of course, Oxford fans brought their fans, of course, but there was, of course, our town fans behind one of the goals with the flags, with the drums. Of course, Meg's dad is the lead drummer. He was there as always. But yeah, shout out to all the fans, which is good to see. But Blue, any other business, or shall we wrap the pod up?
I don't think so. No, just a big thanks to you both.
It's all right. Pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it. Always nice to chat with you two.
Pleasure. Thanks,
You
Boz.
might be my favourite guest, Boz.
Yeah.
I try my best.
Like it. What's a fourth? No, fourth. Yeah, we'll get you on the fourth appearance. What's that? Is that quadruple appearance? Yeah.
Appearance, maybe.
Quadruple,
Yeah. Just give me a call. I'm all around. I've got nothing going on.
You're bossing in defence. That's what you're doing. You're bossing in defence.
Bossing the defence. Yeah, that's great.
That's
Give that to Kieran. Get him to post that one. That's great.
Yes. If anyone sees that after this pod comes out, you know where it's from.
It's Ross, not Kieran.
Although, big question is, because Kieran's big with his squad numbers, because you've got number 2, that's not really a defender's number? It is a little bit.
No, I'm keeping him. It is, it's a fullback.
Yeah.
Ross, come on.
Yeah, but I don't know.
NB2, it can't change now.
No,
I'm not a number 5. I'm not a big centre half. I'm just a little fullback who's just filling in. You know what I mean?
Oh, we're not getting you. We're not moving you along. It was just a little passing comment. But no, Maria Boswell, number 2 is you. Blue, take it away then. End the pod. Here we go.
Yes, a big thank you for listening. If you've got up to this point, I'm hoping lots of you have. But yeah, once again, thanks to you both for your time this evening. I know it's getting late now, and we're all missing Bake Off, so I'm a little bit gutted about that. So I'm gonna have to catch that up now. But yeah, a thank you to John Fowler Solicitors, look, bottle here, I reckon it. Yeah, merched up. And we will catch you with another pod after the Chatham game.